Oh. Bruh. Okay. Dang it, YouTube. Dang it! Why are you doing this to me? What do you mean, duplicate stream key? You're not making any sense, YouTube. It says I'm live. Okay. Hello, Clortax. How's it going? Okay. So I know why it was not working. Because YouTube was being dumb, essentially. Not only did I have to click go live on my streaming software, but I also had to click go live on YouTube. Why is my chat sideways? Hang on. hang on. Okay, alright, there we go. Oh, maybe I should have kept that. That was actually kind of funny. But yeah, no, it was me, I guess. I didn't realize you had to hit go live on the actual YouTube website as well, in addition to... Okay, hello? What is my... what? Can't even OBS, right? Shut up. Apparently I can't use my freaking code editor correctly either. VS Code zoom. I thought it was just hold control and then use your scroll wheel. Okay, this is not helping at all. Control plus? Okay, that didn't help a whole lot either. I thought I could just hold control and then... I never had to click live on YouTube at Streamlabs. I don't know. It could be a Streamlabs thing. It could be a YouTube thing. I don't know. It might have been because I scheduled it. Because, like, if I go to your YouTube channel, I'm going to expose my YouTube here. Oh, it used to have a bunch of stuff popped up here that was, like, upcoming stream. It used to have, like, 3 of them. Why is chat delay on your screen so delayed? I don't know. Yo, what's a moving triangle? What? What? How's it going? How's it going? Man, I don't want to have to press Control Plus to zoom in. Control Shift P. User settings. User settings. What was it? User settings. Add this. Okay, there we go. Now I can zoom into the code. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Stack Overflow. If I was logged in, I would give you an upvote. It's me, Scout. You don't need commands to zoom in, just lean in closer to the screen. I'm trying to make it readable for stream. And I don't want to you know, if somebody's like, "Wait, I can't read what you're doing." I don't want to be like, "Well, just lean into the screen." Duh. No, okay. Now I can actually. All right. So great. So we're stealing Guido's code here. Thank you, Guido, for writing this in 2014. You are a very generous person. So let's try to understand what's actually happening. Potentially. So where are we using this data? So that's getting the height and width. Here. Default black pixel. Okay. So it's looking at this pixel. I'll be honest, even if I can read it, I have no clue what any of it means. So, okay, let me... since stream was being stupid, here, let me explain what's going on here. So, here's the game. There's an issue with the game. The pit crew guy from Cars wrote that code. Exactly. So here's the game that I have been working on. The most recent addition, if you saw the last devlog, is light sources. Default black pixel is my favorite pixel. You know what? I don't know if I agree with that. I've never thought about my favorite default pixel, but I feel like default black could be a good one. Also, yeah, you're right. The on-screen chat is very delayed. I don't know why. I blame Stream Elements. Anyway, there's a problem with this. I mean, it generates shadows and stuff, which is pretty cool. But there are essentially two light sources directly on top of them, of each other, for each of these torches. So let's just take that torch, for example. Behind the scenes, there are two light sources directly on top of each other. One of them is lighting up the player sprite so you can actually see it. And the other one is actually causing the shadow behind the player to be cast. In the code, that looks something like this. So here, we're defining a light. In this case, this is the light that casts a shadow. And then we're giving it all of these properties, like a name, and an energy value, which is how bright it is. We're telling it to cast shadows, what color it is, yada, 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 right? And then we're using this texture, this point light texture. That texture is this. So this is basically just telling it, okay, how bright is the light at these distances away from the center of the source, right? And this is great. It works fine, clearly. I mean, it does what it needs to do, but it's kind of bad. The reason for that is because you can tell this light up here in the top left is kind of dim. It doesn't display, it's not very bright. But these two torches that are directly next to each other are pretty bright. They light up quite a bit of area. And it's pretty decent, right? So ideally, I'd like to up the intensity of a single torch. But in doing so, that like exponentially increases the brightness of torches that are near each other. And I don't want that. So what I'm trying to do is create a new image that I can use instead of this one, that potentially makes it a little bit less bright in the direct center and a little bit more bright closer to these edges. And so I'm using a Python script to automatically generate an image file for me. So that's what we're working on. Cave looks like Stardew Valley cave. It does. I'm going for the 3D sort of look. But yeah, this is what we got so far. It's not terribly impressive because I haven't added a whole lot of stuff. I've been banging my head on the wall trying to get these light sources to work. I've been playing a lot of Stardew lately. Oh, Scale fixed his name, nice. I played Stardew pretty much only because one of my friends did. And it was fun. I don't think it was a bad game. It's not one of mine. Not one of the games that I would just casually play. All I heard is one light is lit. Why not have something that checks if two torches are close to each other? Because if I do that, then I have to check to see if 3 torches are close to each other, or 4 torches are close to each other, right? What if there are like 50 torches that are all in the same vicinity? Then I have to, somehow come up with a thing that does that. The solution, I'm pretty sure, is just fixing this image to make it less bright in the direct middle. Within those 2 days that I was over for the 4th, I think I put in 10 hours. Bruh. You spent like 2.5 hours playing blackjack in Vegas. What's it called? Fallout New Vegas? Proceeds to build a game from scratch. Yeah, it's not great. My brother in Christ, this is amazing. I mean, it's not from scratch, alright? I'm using a game engine. So it takes care of a lot of the stuff for me, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, the caves are entirely randomly generated, which I think is pretty cool. I took, just for testing purposes, I took away the NPCs. So I'm the only creature wandering around the dungeon. In theory, I could add back all of the other creatures, and they'd just be randomly wandering around the dungeon. It'd be pretty neat, but Okay, back to the task in hand. Thank you for the nice distraction. So what is this doing? What is I1? It is everywhere. What is it doing? Struct.pack, not B, value and 2 to the power of 8 minus 1. Right, yeah, no, that makes complete sense, obviously. 2 to the power of 8 minus 1. Of course. Of course, yeah. Okay. 2 to the power of 8 minus 1 obviously being the maximum number that an 8-bit value can hold. Because of course we would bitwise and that with the value that we're passing in. That makes complete sense. Of course. Of course. Of course. Why would you do anything else? Keep in mind, I also played 4 to 5 hours of Dark Souls 1 in there too. I played it like all my free time those 2 days. Bro. That's a lot of gaming. I mean, I enjoy a video game or 2 myself, but that is a lot of gaming. Okay, so this is like the only place that we're drawing from the data, right? Is right here. And we're passing it into this I1 thing. But we're only accessing X and Y. I think there might be a better solution to this. That being a better Google search. Pillow? What is this? Create transparent PNG image with Python dash pillow. Great. The pillow library. Why would I want to use a pillow library? Oh, okay. I suppose these people enjoy the pillow library. Okay, well. Maybe let's look at how this works. Pillow! Free trial! Oh, for Enterprise. Okay. Read the docs. Yes. Let's take a look at it. Image color? The image color module supports the following string formats. Okay. Python PNG from grid of RGB values. I don't know. Internet, help me, please. I have an image. I want to change where RGB values are this. Ooh, people didn't like this question. -3. Try this approach. Oh, this is not the question that I'm looking for. I also played Elden Ring again for the first time in at least 2 months. As much as I like Dark Souls 1 and think it's a very good game, it is very jank at times, and I definitely enjoy more fast-paced gameplay of Elden Ring. That's fair. I have played neither of those games. So I'm sure what you're saying is entirely valid. I wouldn't know. But seems great. Come on, bro. Just give me a decent answer, please. No filter for this skin line. Default black pixel. What is this? I think maybe they... What is X range? I don't know what X range is. I'm gonna just do range. I don't know what X range does. Okay. Go away. Def example. Let's open up this guy and say Python main.py example. Is that something I can do? Okay, let's just call example. Run that. Okay, now we get this image, which is a 3x3 pixel image, but it's all grayscale. Which actually is perfectly fine for what I'm doing, right? Because this only needs black and white. This doesn't actually need color, it just needs to be black and white. Okay, so you know what? This is better than I thought it would be. You played a little Dark Souls 1 when I first got it. You memorized a no-hit run back to the Taurus Demon, but you sucked at the boss and didn't get past him. I vaguely remember that. Very vaguely, though. Okay. Put that back down. Okay, so now all we have to do is create this list, basically. So I'll say generate file, and this will take in, what is this, a list of lists? Okay, close that. Let's go from typing import list. Okay, and this is going to take in let's say values, which is a list of integers, and then it's going to return none. Okay. Values, we'll take in an optional name here, which is a string, and we'll set that equal to file.png. What more could you want from a file? Rock music. This is just a random playlist that I found on YouTube. Can I get like a link to the playlist? Share. There we go. There you go. I beat Stone 2-0 on Discord chess. I bet you did. Damn, you could not get away with that one. Not even close. Okay, and then values. Okay. Place def. It's gonna return a list of integers. Okay, so what is this gonna do? Let's say width and height. These are both integers. We'll start out with a 256 by 256 image here. And then we'll say values is a list. That isn't Stonebot? No, it's not Stonebot. I have not implemented Stonebot into YouTube. It was a Twitch specific thing. YouTube might have an API. That would be neat. But yeah, Stonebot is not a part of YouTube yet. For real, you should play a playlist that's just MGR and DMC5 OSTs. I'm gonna pretend like I remember what those stand for. True, I probably should have said I lost one because I'm so insane. Right, yeah, you gotta make it more believable. Be the storm that is approaching, and wouldn't that get my stream taken down though? That might get my stream taken down for DMCA. Did someone say standing here? Okay, you know what? Hang on. Here we go. Metal Gear Rising and Devil May Cry 5. The specific request for here. If my stream goes down, I blame you. Okay, so let's do something here. We'll say center. We'll set that equal to width on 2, height on 2. I'm going to specify that those are floating points, so I'll put 0.0. And then we'll go, maybe I should make this like center X, center Y. If stream goes down, you know why, all right? And it's entirely your fault. Okay. So we just want to loop through these guys. Range, width, wide range, height. And then I want to say indist. Def indist. Yeah. That's gonna be a tuple. It's gonna be a tuple of floats. And then we're gonna take P2, which is also a tuple of floats. And then this is going to return a float of itself. I need tuple from here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to what I had before, where it's just this, where we have the center. Okay. Current point is gonna be equal to XY. I'm gonna pull a U at Amazon next week. You're gonna crash a forklift? Why would you do that? That doesn't sound like a great idea. Okay, so inch distance is what's the distance formula? We need math. Import math. Yeah, we'll just say import math. Math dot square root. Pop quiz for the chatters. What is the distance formula? Because I know what it is. Do you know what it is? P1 minus P2 So that is the distance formula in Python. Quit. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You were being forced to quit or something, or you had to like, you were being forced to put in your 2 weeks. I failed second semester math. Well, this is it. X1 minus X2 squared plus Y1 minus Y2 squared. And then you take the square root of that whole thing. But we're trying to calculate the inverse distance, so we're going to go 1 divided by that. Which this should return a float anyway, so I'll just do... Well, yeah, I want to make sure that it knows I'm not trying to do integer division, because that has happened too many times. Okay. So here's what we are going to do. We're going to say inverse distance between the center and the current point. Oh, okay. Oh, there's your I'm still standing. That one I know I definitely can't play on stream, so There was your like 2-second clip of that song. Okay, so we have this. We want to clamp it. How do I clamp? How do I clamp? Python clamp. What this does is just takes a value and makes sure it is definitely inside of. Okay, well, I just figured there was like a function for it. I didn't have to. PyTorch? No. NumPy's clip function? Oh my word. Okay, you people. Guess I'm making my own clamp function. That does exactly what this person specified, right? No. Okay, whatever. So I want to turn the max of value in min. Does math not have a max thing? Bruh. Okay. Okay, we're doing it the long way. So we'll say if value is less than min, then do min. Why is that? Don't do that, really? If I can spell right. Oh, that's right. Python, you have to use the if keyword. Okay. Else. Value is greater than max value. No, I have to switch these. Because Python is weird. And then else. We want max value. If that, else value. Okay. All of that code just for a clamp function. So basically, it takes a value, and it takes a min and max, and if this value is outside of this range, it just pushes it inside of the range. This is a super long and convoluted way to do it, and I don't know why it's not like just a built-in function. But Python do Python things. So I'm gonna say idist is equal to, we'll clamp it, clamp idist, and we want it to be between 0 and 255 because those are the values that our file generator works with. Okay, so instead of doing this, let's just clamp this. Clamp this between 0 and 255. I didn't specify what these were, but that's fine. Okay, so this in theory should be our thing. So we should be able to say values index x, index y is equal to idist. And then instead of doing this weird stuff, we'll just do this. Okay. So now we're making a grid, and for each cell in that grid, we're checking its inverse distance from the center of the grid, and making sure that that value is between 0 and 255. We should say here value val use.append. Just an empty array, just to make sure that it's actually a grid. And then we will return values. Now what we should be able to do, that we've defined all of this shenanigan stuff, is just simply say generate files. And as input, we can generate values. And by default, it's just going to generate 256 by 256. Let's see what happens. We get an error. Okay, great. Fantastic. Less than is not supported between instances of none type and int. I'm sorry. Inv distance. I forgot to return. Okay, fair enough. Now we get a new error. Oh, okay. Dot append. Now we get a new error. Float division by 0. Okay. Right, sure. Does Python have an infinity value? Python infinity. That would be fantastic. Math.inf. Okay. We'll just do it. Just do a thing here. We'll say distance equals this. Yeah, whatever. Okay, and then we'll say if distance is 0, 0, 0. Return math.infinity, and then otherwise return 1 over distance. Okay, now are you happy? No. Unsupported operands float and int. Okay. Force those values to be an integer. It ran. Okay. Haha, he forgot to return. I am completely and utterly lost and confused and feel like crying. Okay, well, don't feel like crying. Great! It generates a file. This is not exactly what I had hoped would happen. We have a single white pixel surrounded by 254 black pixels. Okay. I see there's been an issue. What in the world? Okay. Let's print out the distance here. What is it actually calculating to be the distances here? Lots of numbers. Nice dot. Thank you. Okay, I mean, it's generating decent numbers. So what's going on here? What is my clamp function wrong? No. Surely my code is not wrong. Okay, let's do this again. That seems highly unlikely. Me make a mistake? Never in my life. Excuse me? Oh. Because it's 1 over distance. Well. We could just multiply by 1,000. Instead of, you know, facing my problems, we could just multiply by 1,000. What happens now? Okay, now we get interesting numbers. What does phi look like now? Ooh! Okay. Progress. Multiplying by 1,000 is the way to go. What if we multiply by, hear me out, 10,000? And then for no reason in particular, we multiply by 25,000. I don't know, just what if, you know, what happens? Okay, that's maybe a little bit too bright. Okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough. What about 20,000? Let's stop printing that out. We can put this back. And then we can also pop that in there. Simplify things a little bit. I see the light. It's very blinding, isn't it? Oh, it is too blinding. Oh my. Okay. Why is it so bright? Bro, why is it bright, though? Like, what? Nice pick of the sun. Thank you, thank you. I'm just gonna keep changing this number that we're multiplying by and see what happens. Okay. Ideally, we would only have a single pixel in the center that is pure white, and the rest of them are somewhere in between. I'm starting to notice that this is not really solving our problem. Is this a good activity? So, slight issue. We are trying to generate an image that has less brightness in the center. And I have generated an image that would appear to have significantly more brightness in the center. That doesn't seem great. That does not seem like the thing to do. So what if I just change a 1 to a 2? What happens? What happens if I change a 2 to a 5? What happens? Oop, come on. Okay. I would call this progress. Some might call it insanity. I would call it progress. Seems to be a mass that generates light instead of like a gradient. Okay, so we've managed to smallify the dot in the middle. Okay, this is not what I should be doing. That is not the value I need to be changing. What is the value I need to be changing? Who knows, dude? Who knows? if I just like arbitrarily add 100? Okay. Let's instead subtract 100. Okay, I seem to have made an ellipse. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. When in doubt, Desmos it out, right? So this is essentially the function we've got. 1 over x squared. Nope, don't do that. Just zoom in on this. Black hole sun. So this is not easy to see on stream. Okay, just trust me, bro. So this is the function we've got. It kind of looks like this. So essentially, the farther away from the center the pixel is, the less white it is. So we've got this downward looking slope here. I need it to be less drastic than this. So I think we need to change the function. Yo, what's up? Chat, this is my mother. Sup, boy? How's it going? Okay, so I need to come up with some function other than 1 over x squared that has this downward trending slope, but is less extreme. What if I just change the exponent, right? What if I just say 1 over x to the 1.5? Or like 1 over x to the 1.1? Or 1.0001? Or just 1 over x. What happens if I just do 1 over x? Stretch the function then? So I okay, well, I was attempting to stretch the function. Remind me how to do that again? I don't just multiply this by something, right? No, that squishes it. I mean, like, changing this top number just kind of scales it up. It doesn't really reduce the slope that I'm looking at, right? So if I have just like, I don't know, 10 over x, that, I don't know, maybe? Let's see what happens. I just realized this had my real name. Can I change that? You should. You should be able to. I'm not entirely sure how to do it. But let's get rid of that. And then we'll just say, oh, we still need the distance, actually. We still do need this. Distance. Get rid of that minus 100. We also need this. I realize I have made a mistake. So, you know how I said the function we were using was 1 divided by the distance squared? I don't know if you can tell, but that is not 1 divided by the distance squared. That is, in fact, 1 divided by the distance. So, what happens if I use the actual proper formula? Then it's even worse. Great. This is fun. I'm having so much fun right now. Okay. Man, why does light have to be so weird? Try negative coefficient on the variable. Boop. That flips it upside down. I don't think that's the effect that I wanted. I didn't know YouTube did live streaming. Yeah. Okay, so 1 over x doesn't do it. 1 over x squared doesn't do it. Kind of running out of ideas here. What about 1 over the square root of x? It's like x to the 0.5 is the same as the square root. Okay, I realize. Hang on. I have a genius idea. We can use trigonometry. Right? Because these things... Oh my... Desmos, please. These things have a slope, right? I just have to make it so that it's a downward trending slope. So if I were to say x plus pi on 2. Okay. Not quite what I want. What if I subtract pi on 2? Pi on 4. Three pi on 4? Pi on 8. I don't remember how to do this. Dang it. Okay, well, I need to add... Am I not supposed to add pi on 2? No, I just add 1. Okay. Okay, I'm just a. Just add a to it, and let me just manually figure out where this needs to be. Somewhere there. Wait, was I right the whole time? I just had to add pi? Okay. So this is our new formula. Theoretically, let's see what happens. Okay, comment that out. Let's return math.sign of x plus math dot... Does math dot? Yeah, okay, math dot pi is a thing. Perfect. And then instead of x, we're doing distance. And then we kind of want this to be large. Let's just see what happens. Cortex helped me change my name. Nice. Yeah, ooh. Cool. Not what we were looking for, but cool. What happens? What happens if I just say 1 divided by that? Oh, that looks fun. Hang on. My ceiling just gave me an idea. Where's my functions here? Inverse tangent. Or perhaps just regular tangent. Not quite. Okay, I think we're getting off in the wrong direction here. We're going in the wrong direction. Okay, so that's getting steeper. But that gets steeper in the other way. Did you know I took a programming class in high school? It was called computer math. My favorite project was making a cat outline that whiskers went up and down. Nice. What'd you use for that? Like what program, what language, if any? So the problem is I need some function that at 0 it returns infinity, and at infinity it returns 0. Or we could do something like this. So because we know everything's going to be between 0 and 255, so if I just say 255 minus distance, right? Just as an example. That did not work at all. How about now? It was 30 plus years ago, I have no idea. Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Okay, what do we think? What do we think? Better? Worse? Let me see if I can get these side by side. Okay. Windows, can you let me resize my things here? Okay, apparently not. It's going to be annoying about it. I just want these things to be side by side. That. I don't think there's much difference. Let's try, instead of 255, let's try 128. What does that do to it? That's not bad, actually. What about just x on x squared? Isn't that just the square root of x? Or... that's just 1 over x. Right? Because you can cancel out the x's. X on x squared. X equals 1 over x. Oh. My. Yeah. So you see the green and the purple ones are exactly the same. If I get rid of that one. Yeah, they're the exact same line. Which we tried. And it didn't really work. So now we're going with this. Except this is... we're doing 128 minus x. This is the new line that we're going for. It's very hacky. But gosh darn it, it works. I think. Okay, so now let's grab that. Which was what? Coding projects. Light map generator. It was this guy. Okay, let's throw that into sprites. Let's get rid of that guy. Okay. Let's close out a GIMP. Let's go back here. So now it should be somewhere over here. Yes, file.png. Fantastic. Point light texture is defined here. So let's yeet this. Go back here. Copy path. Paste it in here. And now this should use the new light map. Does look like it's using the new light map. I can't remember math. Yeah, you're good, you're good. I can't remember math half the time either. That's why I use Desmos instead of trying to do everything in my head. I just throw it onto Desmos, and if there's an error, I can visually see it. It's nice. What if you use polar functions instead? That would be a good idea. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing, right? Because the idea is that we replace x with the distance away from the center. So it's essentially a polar function, right? Because we're basically saying we have a p1, which is, you know, some point, and then we have a p2, which is also some point. And then we're saying the distance is equal to the square root of that. Just manually typing in the distance formula. p1.y minus p2.y, and this one is p1.x minus p2.x. So then we have the distance, and so we just basically have a new point, p3, or I suppose we have a function where okay, maybe I'm not doing this well. Desmos is a godsend. It is. Can Desmos do polar graphs? I feel like it should be able to, right? Oh. Okay, well that doesn't... It just changed the way it looks. Okay, that didn't really... Alright, whatever. But like you get the idea. We're just taking a function, but instead of using an x coordinate, we're using the distance away from a point. So it kind of is. So this is kind of what I wanted, because now you can see that the brightness of these two torches up here is not a whole lot brighter than this single torch over here. I mean, it is, obviously, because there are two torches next to each other. But now what I should be able to do is increase the energy level for these guys, and it won't look too terrible. Let's try that. Instead of f of x, just put theta. Oh. Is that a thing I can do? Theta? Oh. it's telling me there's an error. You can't graph theta as a function of anything. What if I put R here? Desmos polar graph. Polar graph. Oh my word! Okay, so maybe I gotta switch them. Theta. Oh hey, there we go. Okay, we'll say D of P1, P2. And then we'll say, I don't know, P1T, P2T, okay. And then so we have R equals, I don't know how to properly represent this. X is theta. It is sigma or lambda. It's R equals theta instead of Y. X equals Y, yeah. I don't know how to properly represent this. Why did the music stop? YouTube, I'm still watching. Okay. Yeah, alright, whatever. Moving on. Okay, see, again. We have this problem. Because this torch up here, I want it to be bright enough to sort of light up this upper, the very top left. But if I increase the brightness level, it just like, these spots right here just are absurdly bright. Okay, so the function we were working with is y equals 128 minus x, right? Let me switch this back to this. What if I do something stupid, right? We'll go back to our trig. Oops. No, that's not what I wanted. Sine of x on 128. Okay. And then we subtract pi. Are we... What? Oh. Okay. That's what I was looking for. And now we add 128 to make it go up there. Okay. Maybe it would be easier to check if torches are close to each other. No, I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Okay, so that should be the same as this. Sine plus 1 x on 128 minus pi. Yeah, okay. So, instead of this, we will simply return 128 multiplied by math.sine plus 1 of the distance divided by 128 minus math dot pi. It was minus, right? It was. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Now, do you think that's better or worse than this? I feel like it's better. I think it's better. I'm gonna use it. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is the other issue that I was talking about. Maybe it's just because import stuff is weird. Hang on. Let me delete the import data, because that might have been for a different file. No, that didn't fix the issue. Okay. Well, what in the world is happening now? And now I've got these, like, block areas all over the place. What is your objective? So, you see how these two torches up here are, like, really, really bright. And this lone torch over here is not so bright. I'm trying to balance it so that torches that are close to each other are not absurdly bright. Because I want this single torch to be bright enough to light up a large area. But these two torches here, if two torches are next to each other, it just makes things incredibly bright, and I don't want that to happen. So I wonder... Go dot X light level. Is this a thing? Light nodes, yada yada. Light number limits. Rendering limits. I don't think this is what I want. Okay, this is good information, but this is not what I want. Is there a way to make a brightness limit? That is what I'm looking at. Do the torches have to be next to each other? They don't, but they can be. So the entire dungeon layout is randomly generated. So, you know, you can see, so there are two torches up here, and then you've got this one and that one. And if I close out of the game and restart the game, as soon as it loads, you can see that exact same setup. So you've still got the two torches, and then you've got this torch, and then you've got that torch, right? But if I go in here, and I say, you know what, let's change the seed to something different. It'll entirely randomly generate a new layout. And so you can see there's no double torch now. So this is an entirely new layout. So all of the torches are entirely randomly placed, which means I have to account for every possible scenario. So there could be two torches next to each other, there could be four, there could be however many. Right, you can see that this area is extremely bright because there's a bunch of torches all next to each other. Sorry for the audio button mashing, but I haven't implemented a way to just hold down a button and move around yet. But yeah, so you get the idea. The dungeon is entirely randomly generated. Okay. So the problem with trying to set like a maximum light limit, right, is that the maximum, there is a maximum, which is 255. The problem is, excuse me, a lot of the pixels around this light source are reaching that max limit. Whereas the lone torch over here, there's only a single pixel that is reaching the max light limit, which results in it not looking very bright. But over here, you know, there's a bunch of surrounding pixels that are all at the max limit. So I can have a max limit. It's just the distribution is all out of whack, which is why I've been trying to to change this image here and essentially fix the distribution of light, which has not been working. Thus, you can see why this whole putting light sources in the dungeon has been driving me crazy. I have, okay, so obviously I record stuff. This is the first time I'm live streaming this, creating this game. I have made recordings. I have made all of these videos here. Some of them are like 7 minutes long. Some of them are 2 hours. But all of these videos are just working on this lighting system. This thing has been driving me mad because of how absurd Godot deals with light. Limit the number of pixels I can reach max limit. See, I don't think I could do that with Godot's built-in light system. So I'm kind of afraid that I might have to do my own from scratch just to get the light effects that I want. Because the lighting system built into the engine is not great. I gotta be honest. Like, it looks neat, but just the fact that these are extremely bright and the other torches aren't lighting up too much, it just doesn't look right, you know? Create your own light system? I might have to, dude. I might have to. You read my mind. Well, I mean, I've been thinking about it a lot. Because, like, you see here, there's, like, a diamond right here. There's, like, this weird shape where all of these pixels are at the max light level. And it's like, there's no reason for that to be the case. It's so absurd. Okay, but if you think about real life, more than one torch near another would illuminate an area more than a single torch. Exactly. But that's the key. It illuminates more area, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a single point becomes significantly brighter, right? So like all these torches together should illuminate more of the dungeon, more of the cave, whatever you want to call it. But instead what they're doing is just making the pixels immediately around them really bright. So the pixels far away are still relatively the same light level, but the pixels closer are extremely bright. That's been my issue. So I might just have to make my own lighting system, because this one is absurd. There's also this problem. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's this issue of like, okay, where like, you can see right here, there are like distinct lines where the lighting of one torch just abruptly ends. So there, you get these weird like rectangles all around the place. And that obviously shouldn't be the case. Because like, what is this? What is this little rectangle dude sticking out of here for? What is causing that to happen? It doesn't make sense. So, I've been debating in my head a couple of different options. That's why I called it chunky. Oh, did you call it chunky? I didn't. I don't remember reading that message. Maybe I didn't at all. But yeah, it is very chunky. And that's another thing that I don't like. Because I don't know how to fix that. And then, of course, there's also the issue that there are two light sources on top of each other for every torch. One of them generating the shadows and one of them actually lighting up the sprite, because for whatever reason, if I take away... If I take away one of the light sources, then it doesn't do it properly. Yeah, that is kind of weird. See? So, like, this is good, right? This is significantly better. Wait. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, okay, maybe not. You got that Bethesda lighting quality, random rectangles of darkness. That's what I don't want. That's really what I don't want to happen. I just realized something. What? Okay, that was weird. Okay, that didn't work at all. Okay, I just realized this works pretty well. Except for the whole blocky look. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I take it back. This looks terrible. Yeah. This looks bad. Okay. I'm coming closer and closer to deciding just to scrap this and write my own. You don't want the quality of award-winning AAA game publisher known for games like Skyrim, Fallout 4, Skyrim, Fallout 76, and Skyrim? No, I feel like, you know, this might be narcissistic, but I think I can make a better game. I know. How presumptuous of me to think I can make a better game than Skyrim, but I mean, have you seen what I've done so far? It's pretty cool. Okay, so new idea. We scrap this and we come up with our own lighting system. For now, I am going to do that. And hopefully what that ends up doing is just removing all of the light. Okay, perfect. It removed all of the light. Delete that. Now it should be all lit. Okay, there we go. So 0 shadows, The only thing it does is have these torches, which is fine. Okay. Let's see. Let's make a new folder here, shall we? Let's make a new folder. Let's call this shaders. And then we Google how to make shaders. Make your games beautiful. I would love to. Okay, this is a lot of 3D shaders. Energy beams. Browse. I kind of just wanted to look at code. Introduction to shaders. Okay, we've got a fragment shader, vertex shader. The light function runs for every pixel and for every light. It takes variables from the fragment function and from its previous runs. The light function won't run if the vertex lighting render mode is enabled, or if rendering quality shadow shading force vertex shading is enabled. Okay. The light processor runs per pixel 2, and it runs once for every light that affects the object. It does not run if no lights affect the object, and exists as a function called inside the fragment processor and typically operates on the material properties set up inside the fragment function. So we might be able to arbitrarily put a limit on the number of pixels that reach max brightness level. You might have been onto something there, Cortex. I think you should want to be like Skyrim. The amount of times it's been published is a testament to its quality. People wouldn't keep buying it if it was bad quality, right? Yeah, exactly. Surely if I just publish my game on like one platform at a time every 4 years, people will continue purchasing the product, right? Alright, the light processor works differently in 2D than it does in 3D. For a description of how it works in each, see their documentation. Okay, let's look at this then. Canvas item shader, render mode, built-ins. Dot lighting shader. Can I just get like some example code to look at? How to make... Okay, great. Thank you, Reddit. You're very unhelpful. Okay, once again, Reddit is incredibly unhelpful. Dang it. Okay, maybe we should just screw around and find out, right? I think that's the saying. Model matrix? This is a canvas item. Why do I need a model matrix? Oh, that's for the vertex. Okay, okay, I see. Do I see? Shading reference? I see, okay. Okay, your first shader. Your first 2D shader. And we scroll to the bottom. We don't scroll to the bottom. I just assumed they would put all of their finished code at the bottom, but it's not. Okay, all shaders start with a line specifying what type of shader they are. All right, let's go back here. So we're actually making a thing here. GD script, sure. Can it inherit nothing? No. Okay, well, it's gonna inherit node, I suppose. Light shader. Or I guess, let's call it torch. Not torch. Torch. Okay, there we go. That is actually some people's argument, though. Like, they think that because it's sold a lot means it's a good game. As someone who has beat the game multiple times and probably have at least 50 hours, I think it's one of the most overrated games of all time. I have not played it at all. Would you recommend it? It sounds like it's a no. Okay. To begin, create a sprite 2D node. You can use any canvas item so long as it is drawing to the canvas. For this tutorial, we use a sprite 2D as it is the easiest canvas item. Okay. Okay, so I was wrong. It's not actually like a file. That kind of stinks. Okay. Create a new scene. I would like to inherit from sprite 2D. And then we'll just call it torch shader. Okay. So, node 2D created. Okay, in the inspector, click beside texture where it says empty and select load. Then select icon.png. For new projects, this is the go.icon. Okay. Click beside material and then new shader material. Okay, well, I don't want to work with the icon. So give me the torch, I guess. I don't know if this is what it's wanting me to do. Okay, next look down in the inspector under the canvas item section, click beside material, then new shader material. Okay. New shader material. Cool, cool, cool. New shader, torch shader, yes, make it. Okay, here we are. Why is it all the way down here? Can I put you somewhere else? No, you're gonna be mean. Okay. Okay. So this is where we actually write the shader code. Gotcha. Okay, so if I do this, it's gonna turn every pixel into that color, right? No. Let's copy this path. We'll go into here. And we'll say sprite light dot material. Yeah, okay. Okay, can you... Okay, texture 2D. No, this is going to be a material. It's going to be point light shader material. And then we load this guy. Material. Perfect. And then we assign the material right here. Now what happens? I would recommend it for PC because it has one of the best modding communities in gaming. So while the vanilla game isn't necessarily bad, I don't think it would be worth it without mods or VR. Okay, good news. Something different happened. Bad news. Everything is gone. Okay. Oh, I got an error. What did I do? The type initializer for dungeon generation .dungeon floor light generator through an exception. Invalid cast exception. Unable to cast object of type go.shader to go.material. Okay. Okay, so instead of a material, we'll just say it's a shader. And then instead of here, we'll say dot material dot, what does this have? What am I doing here? Resource. No. No, that's texture. What? Canvas item, material, shader. Huh? No, go to this. Why can't I just like set the shader? Google, help! Set material shader. That's great, but how do I do it with code? Okay. It's called shader material. I have a feeling it's still gonna get mad at me though. Let's find out. Do it get mad for calling it a shader material? It do. It do be getting mad. Okay, so we'll just say we're loading it as a shader, but I want to cast it to a shader material. As shader material. What? You can't do that conversion? But the internet person said I could. Why the red squiggle? Cannot convert type go.shader to go.shader material via a reference conversion. Okay, can I do this? Shader material. Non-invocable member. Oh. Stop! So many pop-up windows. No! But I really, really want you to convert it from a shader to a shader material. I really, really want it to happen. Just let it happen. Just let me do it. That's not what I wanted to pull up. Oh, it's a material as shader material. Okay. Sure. Can I do this? I can't. Because it's a material. This is a shader. Whoops. This is a shader now, huh? Point light shader. Now it works. No, it does. Object reference is not set to an instance of an object. You stupid. You very helpful tool telling me exactly what the problem is. I'm so grateful. I'm so... Okay, so the shader is right. So what is this? Is this nothing? Oh, that's nothing, isn't it? It doesn't have a material, so I can't call a function from the material. Yeah, it's null. I don't know how well you can see that on stream, but it's nothing. So there is no material. So I'm trying to set the shader for a material that doesn't exist. Gotcha. Understood perfectly. Can I just make a new material? Excuse me. Is this something I can do? This is something I can do? Is this something I can do? No. Can I now say mat dot she? No. Then I do this. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We're getting there. We are going places. I hope. Please tell me we're going places. Okay, just get rid of that line, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're creating a new material, then setting the shader of that material to the point light shader, then assigning the material to the light material. Now it works. You're gonna kill me. You are object representative. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What is not set to an instance of an object? Can you not do that? Can you not say Matt as shader material? Is that not a thing you can do? I thought, but the internet person said it was okay. It's not okay. What if I just don't? What if I just do this? What? What if I just make it a shader material to begin with, and I don't make it a material and then try to convert it at all? What if that's a thing that I can do? I love programming. This is fun. I'm having a great time. Now all I have to figure out is why the shader didn't work. Because in theory, these torches should be a different color. But they're not. Wait, let me see that again. Hang on. Okay. Remote. Scene, dungeon, floor 1, light. Just take a look at this one. Okay, it's got the texture. Material's empty. Huh? Huh? What? Sprite light. What? Racist against torches. Oh. Okay, well, I was expecting that to work. And now I'm upset. I was going to be upset that it worked, and now it didn't even work, so now I'm even more upset. Why didn't it work this time? Explain yourself. Okay, I see the issue. Is that not a thing I can do? What? Sprite 2D does not contain a definition for shader. But this is just... oh. Okay. say torch sprite, and we'll set that equal to this guy. And then we'll say add child torch sprite. Right, and this is going to be a sprite 2D. Oops, like that. And then what we could do is grab this stuff. I keep putting this in the wrong place. It needs to go here, right? And then we need to say torch sprite dot material is equal to this guy. Okay, yeah, you don't need that. And you don't need this. What are you telling me? Yeah, sure. Whatever. Okay. Great. Great. Yes! The torches are blue. Yes. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a shader. Goodbye. Stream over. Have a nice day. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. Now we can actually write the shader code. Now that the shader is actually there, we could actually, you know, do stuff. Great. So I'm curious what this does, because I don't actually know. Breaking Bad reference? It could be if I had seen that show. Am I outing myself? Yeah, see, there's the blue square that we made. Congratulations, you're done. You have successfully written your first shader in Godot. Now let's make things more complex. Dang it. I was so close. Okay. Right, we can read from the texture. But that's all within the fragment. Okay, there's the vertex. And then it just moves to 3D. Excuse? Where's my light? What? It just takes me back to the intro. The light function runs for every pixel and for every light. Don't know what that means. It takes variables from the fragment function and from its previous runs. So what if I just move this here? It gets mad at me. It doesn't like that, apparently. Okay. 52 errors. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, can you... What? Hello? Open up the shader code, please. What? Shader editor. There we go. Okay. But it said it took the same variables. Light color. Yeah, sure. Great. Great, thank you. Oh, it didn't do anything because I took away the light sources. Okay, let's redo. So light sources are back. I have to put the dark thingy back as well. It does not appear to have done anything. That's a little bit concerning. Add node. I don't remember what it was called. Node 2D. Canvas modulate, yeah. There we go. Color, black. Now we play it? Okay, there we go. And we are back exactly to where we started. Except I thought the light was supposed to be blue. Oh. Okay, sure. We once again have 52 errors. I assume 52 is the number of torches that are in the scene, which is why it's throwing 52 errors at me. It does seem a little bit bright. Okay, why is this wrong? Constants cannot be modified. What? Light color, light position, light direction, light energy. Ooh. Light energy? Light energy equals true. Yes, we do in fact want light energy. Okay, it's still telling me constants can't be modified. What can I modify? That's what I want to know. I really, really want to know. Bruh. Light.R, light.x, light.s. They just threw the entire alphabet in here. What is this? What is light.r? Light.z? Light.w? Light.q? What is this? Does the documentation have anything about it? Light. Editor icons? No. Common light properties? No. Light processor runs per pixel 2 and it runs once for every light that affects the object. It does not run if no. Okay, it exists. Okay, I've read that part before. Light built-ins? Light processor function works differently in Go.4 than they did in Go.3. In Go.4, all lighting is done during the regular draw pass. In other words, Godot no longer draws the object again for each light. Okay. Use render mode unshaded if you do not want light processor function to run. Okay. Use render mode light only if you want to see the impact of lighting on an object. This can be useful when you only want the object visible where it is covered by light. Below is an example of a light shader that takes a canvas item's normal map into account. So you just straight up set the light thing? cn.l. Of course, yeah. That makes sense. You're doing a dot multiplication with the normal and the light direction. Sure. So I'm just supposed to set light equal to a vec4. When in doubt, write ones. Make all of them 1. I just tried saving a file and it crashed. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna move these into here. Can I move to shaders? There we go. And then I need to recopy the path over to make sure everything works properly. Bam. Okay, so that's the new path. Did it save? It did not actually save. Why did it have a problem saving? Slight concern. Good program, you throwing for content. Okay, I'm gonna save. It saved? What in the world happens? Does it blow up? Because I have... Oh, the torches are white now. Now I really am. Okay. Great. I promise I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to make them all white. That's just how it happened, okay? It was nothing. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I assume this is like RGB, and then this is the intensity. So if I just make it pure red... Is that what happens? Are they going to be pure red now? They are pure red. Great. Okay. I have to use all of my brain power for this. So, what exactly do we want to happen? I want... So the sprite that we have to change is not the torches sprite. It's the sprite of like these ground tiles, right? These ground tiles are really what we're going for. So do I have access to like the nearest source of light? Light position. Okay. How? Hang on. Direction energy is directional vertex? How do I know how far the light is from the current object? Like, do I have access to the current object's XY? I need a hero. I need the pixels of the ground sprite. I don't know. I don't even know where to start, dude. What kind of shaders do you have? You have sky, you have fog, light built-ins, shader materials, compute shaders, visual shaders? What is this? Visual alternative. Oh, sure. Okay. Custom post-processing, maybe? Single pass post-processing. Sprite of a sheep, okay. Holy code! And you pixelated the sheep, okay. A bunch more code later. Full screen blur effect. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm gonna have to do. I think I'm gonna stop here because my mind is kind of melting. We didn't do anything. No progress was had for the past 2.5 hours. Great. I think this is the answer though. So it seems like we can apply a shader to the entire screen. So what I was doing is just applying a shader to a single sprite, but it looks like we can apply a shader to the entire screen. And so what I want to be able to do is calculate the light values of each pixel on the screen myself so that the engine is not worrying about the light at all. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to remove all of the light stuff that I did to try to work with the engine's light system. And I'm just going to have to make my own because, like, this is not working. It's got all kinds of issues. So that's what I'm going to do. But that's going to have to be for next time because that might take a while. Also, I don't know when next time is going to be. So, I don't know. Look out for a notification. It should send out a notification when I schedule a stream. And hopefully I actually hit the go live button this time instead of just scheduling the stream and then nothing happening like it did this time. But yeah. So that's going to be it. I think there's quite a stream delay, so, you know, if things abruptly end with me not actually saying goodbye, that's why. I blame stream delay. But yeah. that'll be it for this stream. Thank you for watching. I know it was probably kind of boring. There was a lot of math and technical coding stuff, but I appreciate you sticking with me.